When it is Tuesday, oh yeah, on the True Word Television, it is True Wellness Day.
And today is another Tuesday. We are so excited again to join you.
It is a moment to learn.
Action and reaction are always equal and opposite.
To be entertained.
Beautiful.
I can say.
And to be educated.
How do we turn that provocation into maybe a message?
Join this panel with Claudine Cintije.
Don't see the challenges as the end of the world. Let the challenges be a beginning of wisdom.
Elizabeth Brimoh.
The best thing for you is to ask for help when needed.
And Victoria Macio.
Accept life as it is.
To talk about life matters, finances, parenting.
Well, right? So we need to speak to the young kind of or middle-aged mother-in-law to be.
Emotional, psychological, health, and mental wellness.
The way you name them will determine how you're going to service them.
Different topics.
Every Tuesday we are coming here with new topics.
Different approaches.
If you do not love yourself, you'll be depressed because somebody else did not show you love.
That's right.
But one goal, to equip your wellness.
So what am I saying? Until you talk, your partner will not know.
The True Wellness Connections, every Tuesday, 5:30 p.m. Central Time. Don't dare miss an episode.
Thank you so much for staying with us, our viewers. We're very sorry for that technical glitch. We are back and we will return to what we have been talking about. We talk about what giving a consent to do something means, what boundaries are, and how important they are to us as individuals. Also, we talk about if you don't set a boundary, I guess we are about to mention that, if you don't set a boundary, anybody can cross it and anything can happen. Yeah. So, my question now is to Yada. Are boundaries only for kids or for adults?
By kids, do you mean like youth or?
Youth, yeah.
For youth, yeah. Well, no, they're not only for kids. They're meant for like everyone, like anyone that's human, of course, because everyone has their own boundaries and like has like their own steps that they don't want people to cross, and like, yeah, for everyone gets to have their own boundaries in their own personal way.
Thank you so much. And now to Tehila, what do you think? Most of the time, we always hear people say, does she give consent to him to do this? So my question to you is that, is giving consent to someone, is it only meant for girls or for everyone?
Well, consent is like very important for everyone, like not only girls, because not only girls can have their boundaries like crossed, but like it's essential for everyone to have set boundaries and to respect each other's boundaries for each individual. So like anytime you have the chance to seek as well as consent, that's when you take it. But it's important for everyone to set boundaries and to have boundaries regardless of their gender, because everyone wants to feel comfortable, and it's not only girls who are feeling uncomfortable, I assume, as well. So yeah, I would say not just girls. Everyone deserves to have their boundaries and to be able to owe the consent. Okay.
Thank you so much, Mama Claudine.
Yes. Just have a question I want to ask you, Tehila. I know sometimes parents, especially when we have youth or teenagers, sometimes they'll come to the room and they say, I just come to the room. Sometimes I will knock, if you don't answer, I just come to the room. And sometimes they'll come, can I have your phone? Put your password in it. I want you to put your password. I want to check your phone. And sometimes I can see that you are putting your password, giving me your phone against your will. I want you to comment on this, and I know I'm not alone. I know most of parents will do that, and I want to hear you comment when I cross boundaries and I access you to look at your phone without your consent, and I want you to comment on that.
Tell us how you feel.
How you feel, and based on that, and if am I wrong doing that, and what should any other parent that is watching us doing?
Yeah.
And do we doing to cause harm? Please comment on that, so that any parent who's watching us, I know I'm not alone who does that.
Yeah.
The other parents that they wanna know the point of view of our youth and our teenagers.
That's right.
Go ahead.
So I definitely understand from the parents' perspective why they want to go through their children's phone, usually for their safety and to make sure that they're okay, whether they're online or social media or whatever. But from a kid's perspective, I'm not the biggest fan of when my parents are going through my phone, because I also have privacy, and I also would like my boundaries to be respected. For me, it's not a big deal if my parents go through my phone, because there's nothing really to hide. But for other kids, I'm not saying other kids will have something to hide, but there's also some things that I don't want my parents to see, and also things for my personal information that I don't want my parents to see. So that's something I would say on the parents going on the kids' phones. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. We are talking about this topic in order for teenagers, youth, to get used to setting boundaries, to get used to giving consent out. For example, if you have a boyfriend and you are just dating the guy, if you don't set your boundaries clearly, a lot of things will happen that will be beyond your control. So the first thing to do as a young adult, even as adults, in any relationship, is to set the boundaries. Hello, this is my name. These are my boundaries. I don't like this. If you cross this, we are done. Let that person know that these are my do's and don'ts. When you get there and I ask you to stop, respect it. So we need to make that decision on time when you're starting a relationship, and make it firmly. Let that person know, you don't touch me. There are some people that if they want to talk to you, they will move so close to you. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
Very, very close. Most of the time, you need to tell them, can you please step back? You are invading my space. You need to tell them. They may not like it, but you need, please move back. You are choking me. And let them know, if you want to talk to me, let there be space. So if you don't open your mouth as a guy, as a lady, as a married woman, as a single lady, a lot of things will happen, and you will find yourself to be blamed. Mama Claudine, what do you think?
You are 100% right. Yeah, that's what setting boundaries is all about. Knowing what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And knowing where you are standing, so that you can be able to be the one holding the ball, knowing how to play it.
Yeah.
So the question goes back here. I'm going to ask the question to Yada. So we are speaking here and we are addressing as a young people, addressing to other young people. We know as you grow older, time will come when you're gonna starting to date. That's the truth. That is the reality. And what would you advise to the young people that are watching us on how to set out boundaries at the moment whereby they are into think about dating? If they are thinking of planning dating, what you do advise them before even they get started on how to set boundaries in their relationship, because everything begins from the beginning. The moment you start to talk to each other is the day you set the boundaries. Okay, you want to be friends with me? This is my boundaries. This is what I'm expecting from you. Because if you don't set up a boundaries, you'll be surprised that girl or that guy is all over you before you know it. While when you start a relationship, all you wanted was a friendly relationship, like, just having a friend that can be a close friend, someone you can call, someone you can talk to, but before you know it, the person starts to be all over the place, all over you. So what would you advise to the young kids at your age that maybe think about dating?
Well, for people that are thinking about dating, like at youth, consent and boundaries is like a big part of like relationship. It's like probably should be like 60% of like what you're talking about, like your boundaries, and like at the beginning, of course, and like as you grow, and like if the relationship gets turns longer, like they're gonna start to understand your boundaries and be able to respect them. But if I don't really know how to explain it, but not all relationships, you shouldn't have to think that all relationships have to be physical, because a lot of people don't feel comfortable with that because of past experiences, or just in general, people don't feel comfortable with physical interactions a lot, and you don't have to feel pressured by anyone to do stuff like that, or what you see other people doing that are your age, people doing these things. You don't need to feel pressure to do anything because of what you see other people doing. That should never be your motive. And it's always usually at the beginning, or maybe 2 weeks in, we should be talking about this, I don't think that this should really be happening in our relationship. I don't think that we should go past this point. And if they can't understand that, if they can't cooperate with that, then it probably wouldn't be a good idea to be with them, because there is a lot of other people in the world, and other guys or girls that would accept your boundaries, and it's not only one person that you should be fishing around, or if it's that one person that doesn't respect your boundaries, and you feel the need not to you feel the need to stay with them, and you wouldn't if you're staying with them while being uncomfortable, that's not good at all, because everyone should be able to understand your boundaries that are set. And that's kind of all I can say.
Yeah.
So if I understand you well, so if you see the person is not respecting your boundaries, will you be able to have the courage to dismiss? Because some people, even though their boundaries are not being respected, they just have those kind of feeling that, oh, this friend of mine, if I let him go, maybe I'm not going to get another one. So what do you think about those people who have very low self-esteem, and that can let go? That's how so many people, so many kids get abused. They get abused because you are starting a friendship with a guy who's not respecting your boundaries, and you don't have no courage to say, you know what, no thanks. This is not an expectation. What would you advise to the girls out there that tomorrow after tomorrow they may meet a person, the girls or the guy, because the girls also can be abusive to their boys. So we just want people to be safe at the time whereby as they grow older and get involved into dating. So what would you advise them when they realize that their boundaries or their consent are not being respected? Because that's one of the weaknesses of many, not only young people, even the adults. There are many adults that live in the abusive relationship, not that they don't know, because they are very insecure.
Yeah.
That if I let this guy go, if I let this girl go, nobody will ever come to my
Yeah.
house. So
I find that a lot of people, like mostly like women, are like afraid to like. A lot of people are like really timid, and like not even in like relationships and like friendships. Like someone's like not treating you right, like your friend's literally bullying you, but like you feel like you won't have any other friends after that. But like that's not true. And I see that a lot of like people tend to think that like, oh, like they don't respect my boundaries. Like I don't really know what to do next. Like I'm not strong enough to like fight back. I'm not strong enough to let them go. I'm just too scared. Like I'm like I can't do it. And like I tend like a lot of people think that, but at the same time, your boundaries should be before anyone else's. Like even though like you care about your friends a lot, like that should not, like you should not be putting their like you should not be letting them like cross your boundaries just because like they're your friend. You think that like in the normal world, oh yeah, this is how friends work. Like if you're not comfortable with it, then it should not be happening or continuing. So I think that for people that are like afraid, just like remember that like it's wrong to be in a relationship with anyone that's not respecting you or like your boundaries. If you, or like someone that's literally like bullying you, like it's not okay, and you should probably end it then and there with whoever it is, if it's a friendship, it's a relationship, or yeah.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you to Yada, thank you to Tehila. We are really blessed.
It looks like Tehila have a comment.
Well, if I had to give like advice about boundaries and consent, just like knowing that boundaries and consent are vital in all interactions and all relationships.
That's
like
right.
when you're starting to get into a romantic relationship, boundaries need to be set. And if somebody's not respecting your boundaries, you have to call them out. You have to say, no, I don't like this that you're doing, or like they need to know what is okay to do and what is not to do, no matter what they're doing. And just like remember that like it's okay to say no, and just to prioritize your well-being when you're in a relationship with someone, romantically or just a friendship. If somebody is just making you uncomfortable, you have to call them out, because you don't want to be uncomfortable when you're around that person, because you actually enjoy being around that person. So that's the advice I would have to say.
Wow. Thank you so much. We are really blessed having you with us today. Thank you. And to our viewers, we want you all to know that giving consent or setting boundaries is so important. Whether it's friendship, whether it's romantic relationship, set your boundaries. Please, I don't like this. When you say this, I don't like it. Please don't say this to me again. Can you stop? You can. If we are discussing about this, this is where we will stop. Let that person know your boundaries. And ladies, yeah, you are still in school. There will be some girls that will pretend to love you, but they will behave in a way that you don't like. They will behave in a way that will hurt you. So you need to tell them, Janice or something, whenever you come near me, you always say this, please, I don't like it enough. You know? Please don't do this again. Please don't say this to me. Let them know, oh, Tehila, she doesn't take this. She will not agree with you. Let them know you as a person that doesn't take.
Go around. Yeah.
Yeah. So set the boundaries, and when you're in a relationship, let that guy know, wow, this is what she likes. She doesn't like this. She cannot do this. She doesn't do this. Boundaries will help you a lot in your life. You know, don't box yourself in a place As if this, if that guy doesn't go out with me, I'm done.
I'm finished.
I'm finished.
You end up in the hospital.
Yeah. So let that guy know he has crossed this boundary and we're done. Now, the last question. Why is it that when you and your friend or you and your guy, the person you are dating, set boundaries, both of you know that this is the boundary in this. Why does it happen most of the time? Why do they cross that boundary? Even though you set the boundaries with them, why do they cross it? Why do people keep on crossing the boundaries they set? Especially in romantic relationship or any friendship.
Most of the time, guys.
Yeah. So why do they always cross it? Tehila?
Well, I think some people, like when someone else is setting a boundary for them, they just don't care. Like they don't see as boundaries or like consent any of that important. But that's why setting a boundary is really important, and like standing up for yourself if they're crossing your boundary. Like you have to tell them, like, I'm not taking this that you're doing, or else this relationship is not going to work. So that's why they feel like they can do whatever they want, because they just don't seem to see that boundaries and consent are not a big deal, but it's a really, really big deal. And for me, if somebody were to cross my boundaries and they know that they're not supposed to, I would not be taking that at all. So
yeah, thank you. Yada.
I feel like my mom said, like mostly like guys think that like when they're with a girl that they seem like small and timid, that they like, if the guy did something that she's not okay with, like that she wouldn't do anything, she'd just be like, go with it, and like even though she's uncomfortable, it's like she would go with it. Like I feel like guys think that it's better to go for girls that like have like less self-confidence and less like,
you got it right,
less
baby.
of themselves.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that it's good for guys, it's better for guys to know that like even though like a girl is like timid, like it's not, you should not be able to like, you should not be taking advantage of that. And like for girls that are timid, they should know that like everyone's like, well, it's hard to explain, but like all timid girls should know that like their boundaries should be like bolder, and like at the beginning you should like make it firm and not be like letting, as soon as they cross it, you should like remind them, like, or else it's gonna keep happening, because I see that like it's always like in the beginning of abusive relationships where like the guy crosses it a little bit, and then as he sees like the girl's not doing anything, then he crosses more, and so it goes all the way to the other side, until like it seems like you don't even have your own personal space or your own personal bubble. It's just like your boundaries don't apply to that person, and like it feels like probably for them it would feel like your opinions don't matter, like your boundaries don't matter, like it does not apply to, like, and then like the guys are thinking like, oh, it does not apply to me. Like that's not true. That's not how it should be, like, at all. And yeah.
Thank you so much. Do you have something to say?
No, she said
she nailed it.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
She said it very well.
Yeah.
Yes, many guys, young boys, even men in general, they always think that women, you know, they can't go without them. Okay, so when this guy is crossing over your boundaries, because it feels like they are gold to you.
Yeah.
And then they will be surprised once you're able to tell them, say, listen to me, as much as I would love to have this relationship, no thanks. So they are testing your strength. And the moment you are able to say enough is enough, when they are in their own bubble, they're like, man, that girl. They even go tell each other, if you are joking, don't joke with Yada.
Yeah.
Don't joke with Tehila. But when they see you are weak, they will go tell each other about your weakness. So that's why it's so important that as you are growing, as you are going to relationship, you begin to value yourself. You value yourself because that particular guy, he will treat you in the way that you value yourself. If you show to him or you show to the girl, to her, that they are holding your oxygen, you're going to face abuse in that relationship. So that's why to every girl or even every boy that is following us, don't sell yourself for cheap to another girl or to another guy. Value yourself as a gold and a silver without apology or asking for anybody to approve that. Because the way you know yourself, that's it, it's set. You don't need somebody to tell. Somebody can say whatever they want to say about you. So about you, what you know and what you believe.
Yeah. Wow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. For me personally, as soon as a guy sees that, she's crying, I cross her boundary, do your worst. You know, there are some guys like that. They say, do your worst. You want like, you've crossed my boundary. As soon as you discover that, when it comes to you and sorry, I said, that's okay. You are telling him it's okay for you to cross my boundaries. There is no repercussion. There is no, you're just okay. Next time, he's going to move a little bit forward. And he will tell himself, he will just cry for 5 minutes and that is it. That is why you need to be firm. If you do this, you hurt me. If you do this, you are wrong. You need to use your words. Let that person know that they are hurting your feelings. That they are no longer respecting you. You need to be firm with that. That is how you will be able to honor the boundaries that you've set.
Share with us what you are laughing so we can share the laughter.
No.
Nothing?
Sometimes we think about things, funny things that happened in the past, and they come back at the wrong times.
Yeah, so that's so true. Other things that I just wanted to mention to every young people, youth that are following us, just be emotionally prepared that the first relationship you are going to have is going to break your heart. Just because all of you are starting to experience what it feels like to have a relationship, okay? This person may break your heart. There's no question about it, like out of nowhere. And especially I always say, girls, we are more mature than these girls. They are laughing as if they know something. Girls, they grow mature more than boys. At the end of the day, this young boy will break your heart just because he doesn't know any better. Because you know what you want and what you need. This guy is not at that level. So when they break your heart, you have to be prepared mentally that if this relationship happened to end abruptly, what are you going to tell yourself?
That's right.
That's very important. You're going to have to know that you have a lot of skills are laughing. You have a lot of life ahead of you.
That's right.
Look at self-confidence. Very, very important.
Yeah.
What you speak to yourself, very, very important. I am beautiful. I am smart. I'm focused. I have my school. I have a lot of things that keeps me busy. If you don't see me as the right person to continue, tell the person you have no idea what you are missing in me and let them move and keep going forward. Because the best is always ahead of you. Don't just, it's okay to honor your feelings and cry. Nothing wrong with crying. But you cry smart. Because you cannot cry behind somebody who is enjoying a life, maybe with another girl. and you are crying to die. No way. Your life is more precious, that you deserve to be happy and to wait the best that's always ahead of you. So it's not the end of the world when this young boy, when this young girl break your heart. Think about who you are. It always all depends. It come back to how you know yourself and how you value yourself. That's the only thing that's going to help you overcome. Other than that, you're going to go start entertain the feeling. Start telling yourself, oh, why did he break with me? Why did she break with me? What's wrong with me? How ugly am I? How this? You start to find what is wrong with you. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you.
That's right.
That particular person doesn't know what you hold for him or for her. So dismiss that person in peace and look forward to the best that is ahead of you. Don't allow another guy or another girl who has decided to walk away from your life to take your heart, because you still have the oxygen and the best is ahead of you.
Yes.
Because many young people, they end up with self-destructive behavior, end up by going into drugs just because this guy, this girl broke their heart. And the reason why those kids does like that is the low self-esteem. You feel like I'm finished, no any other boy is gonna come. I am finished, no any other girl is gonna come. At the end of the day, can you imagine if you think no any other relationship will come? You'll be broken.
That's right.
Yeah.
So thank you so much to all our viewers for joining us. We really appreciate you. We believe you've learned one or two things out of our shows today. We really appreciate you. Make sure to write us if you have any question, if you have any comments, you can put it down. Please like our show, love our show. We really appreciate it. Make sure you enjoy the beautiful weather and see you next week Tuesday. Bye.
When it is Tuesday, oh yeah, on the True Word Television, it is True Wellness Day.
And today is another Tuesday. We are so excited again to join you.
It is a moment to learn.
Action and reaction are always equal and opposite.
To be entertained.
Beautiful.
I can say.
And to be educated.
How do we turn that provocation into maybe a message?
Join this panel with Claudine Cintije.
Don't see the challenges as the end of the world. Let the challenges be a beginning of wisdom.
Elizabeth Brimoh.
The best thing for you is to ask for help when needed.
And Victoria Macio.
Accept life as it is.
To talk about life matters, finances, parenting.
Well, right? So we need to speak to the young kind of or middle-aged mother-in-law to be.
Emotional, psychological, health, and mental wellness.
The way you name them will determine how you're going to service them.
Different topics.
Every Tuesday we are coming here with new topics.
Different approaches.
If you do not love yourself, you'll be depressed because somebody else did not show you love.
That's right.
But one goal, to equip your wellness.
So what am I saying? Until you talk, your partner will not know.
The True Wellness Connections, every Tuesday, 5:30 p.m. Central Time. Don't dare miss an episode.
You are watching the True Word Television, spreading the true word of salvation.